Get him.
Oh, we pulled it down. Oh, buddy. Look at all this.
Welcome to another episode of the Pintails Podcast, brought to you by Onyx. Please sponsor.
Well, good morning.
Good morning, man. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. How was that movie?
Dude, it is actually a really good movie. A little weird in a sense. Project Hail Mary has some weird twists to it, but overall, really good. I mean, emotional, funny, all of it.
Dude, how was that emotional roller coaster when... Oh,
Yeah,
no, I can't ruin it for the listeners, dude.
you can't do that. That's not cool.
Oh, that's going to have to be a us conversation. All right, whatever, dude. I just will say
Yeah,
there were some emotional roller coasters in there where I was like, no way, bro. No way.
yeah, yeah. It was tough.
It was tough. It was fantastic. If y'all haven't seen it, go see it. Project Hail Mary in theaters now. Damn, dude, that should be a promoter, man. God damn.
I know. At this point. Oh, all right, man. Well, what do we what to catch up on? We've been out for damn near 2 weeks now, so
I know,
I've
dude.
obviously been in Spain and Portugal, so that was a fun little trip to get out of the States for a minute. Unfortunately, not hunting, but still a great trip overall.
Did you see wildlife?
Saw some wildlife.
What kind of wildlife?
Well, we tripped it up to Montserrat, which is an old monastery up in, I guess, Montserrat Mountains. I don't know what mountain range it was, but as we were going up there, I've got this like real hippie guy that's driving us up the mountains talking about plants and stuff. And I was like, yeah, dude, so what kind of like wildlife is up here? Like you're talking about like, oh, we got these trees and cedars and oaks. And I was like, yeah, I don't care, dude. Like what am I going to see?
Yeah.
And yeah, right. So he's like, oh, well, we do have a wolf population. I was like, that'd be dope to see a wolf. But
Have
then
you
he
ever
was
seen a
also
wolf?
like, yeah, I have seen a wolf, dude. When I went to Yellowstone, I saw a wolf standing on a log next to a river, and it could not have been more Yellowstone majestic than that.
That sounds picturesque as fuck.
It was, dude. It was actually really sick.
That's pretty
Um,
badass.
but yeah, so we're leaving out of Barcelona, heading north and northeast, I guess. No, northwest. But it's a really pretty mountain range that you go from like coast to mountains in less than an hour. And we get up there, and he's like, yeah, you might see some rabbits, some hogs, and then like maybe some sheep. And I was like, oh, what kind of sheep? He's like, ibex. And I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. That'd be cool to see. I've never seen one of those in the States.
Yeah, dude. Those are
Uh,
those are super rare. I think they're condensed down to one single mountain range that they were introduced to, where they are populating, and they are free range. And I think that mountain range is in the southern part of Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. It might.
really? Like to the US they're trying to reintroduce it or
Yeah.
introduce it, I guess. It's
Yeah,
not from here.
so as you know, ibex are not American; they're European at best. But
Right.
there is one mountain range, and I saw this on a Meat Eater podcast or a Meat Eater episode, not podcast. But there's one mountain range. I want to say it's either Nevada or Arizona, but it's like a super super small little, like, dude, like it's not even a mountain range. It's like a single mountain, and it's out there all on
Hmm.
its own. It's like an island. It's in the middle of the desert. It just looks like a random volcano out there. And they
Yeah.
introduced these ibex back in the early 1900s, I think, and they've maintained a population. And so there is a draw system. You can hunt them, but it's like that's the once in a lifetime tag. Like everyone says it, that like if you draw for that, you can never enter for it again. It's that rare to get one of those tags.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, kind of
My
kind of badass.
I will tell you right now that if the ibex in South Arizona or wherever they're at are like the ones that I saw in Spain, I will probably never apply for that tag because it's not worth it. Because those little guys were not that big.
Was he dinky?
But he was dinky. We saw about 4 of them right when we were driving up to the monastery,
Mm-hmm.
and they were just chilling on the side, like kind of in this washout. and they were just grazing on the side, but they were all babies. He was like, "Oh, they can get bigger than that." But when we got up to the top of the monastery, we like checked out the church, all that, which was absolutely gorgeous. I'm not really a very religious man, nor am I Catholic, but like watching all these people interact with the Black Madonna and the ornateness of the church. I mean, it was nice. It was very moving, to be honest.
That's
And then we
awesome,
did a little
dude.
hike. Yeah. So then we did a little hike, and you take a tram all the way to the top of the mountain. Once you get to the top, you hike down, right? Because no one wants to hike up a mountain, but down's not so hard.
Did Spain ever
And
not feel like Spain to you, or did it feel like Spain the entire time?
dude,
Weird
I
question, right?
feel like it is a good question. For Texas, like, yes, it felt like Spain the whole time. The weather was completely different. The buildings were historical. Like, I don't even want to say old. I want to say historical. Like, we're talking 1400s,
Yeah,
1500s,
yeah.
1700s, like before the United States was even built, right?
Yeah, I experienced that when I
Or
went to
created.
Colombia in 2022, I think it was. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
2022 in June. When we were down there, we went to Cartagena, and I was walking around this colonial town, the old part of Cartagena that was built in the like late 1500s, early 1600s. And I
Uh-huh.
couldn't help but think, I'm like, this place is a whole ass city, a whole ass country, a whole ass civilization when the Mayflower was just getting to the US. And I was like, this is kind of cool to see stay in buildings that are older than my country. It's kind of cool, right? So I definitely get that feeling.
Yeah. Well, when you really take it back, though, like the Spanish Inquisition or like the Mayflower and all of those, right? Um, when Columbus sailed the ocean blue, 1492, we all know that, right?
I,
So
I do
1492
now.
is when they, yeah, right. So 1492 is when they all came over and they started exploring like Western civilization or the Western world. So really, like the start of North and South America's history, aside from the Native American and Aztecs, should be pre or post 14, like post 1500. Let's just say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so even at that point, like we're talking about buildings and full civilizations, like courthouses, town squares, stuff like that, that were formed before America was even formed, which was really cool.
Yeah.
You know,
It's really cool to see that. But I guess it's something that you're going to experience when you go to Europe, no matter what, no matter where you go to
right?
Europe, just because it's so much older. We do live in the new
Exactly.
world. And I don't know, it also it's kind of badass also to see how fast our country developed, right? Because we're such a young country, and
Hmm.
in such a little amount of time, look how far we've come, and now we're like a world power. Like, I'm not saying we're
Right.
the world power, right? Because there's certain people are good at certain things, but like, dude, like we're fucking up there with them, and I think
Yeah.
it's really cool to see how in, call it, 250 years, we've come really, really far. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, it really is, man. It's a feat for sure. But kind of back to the wildlife side of it. So
Hey, before we
we're
move on to the wildlife side of it, I'm getting a quick work call. It's going to take me 2 minutes. Let me go ahead and get this really quick. Give me 1 second.
all right.
All right, all right.
All right, y'all, it's time for another commercial break. And y'all know damn well we ain't got no sponsors. So do I. But I just love doing these damn things so much, so I'm not going to stop. They kind of bring a little bit of joy to my day. So, anyways, Beretta, please sponsor me. Oh, God, they're going to reach out and tell me to cease and desist, man, I swear. But, anyways, if you guys are looking to work together, this is an area where we could plug you guys up. So, plug you guys in? I don't know. I'm just trying to plug y'all. Let me know. Let's do it.
All right, commercial break is over. There we go. Like you heard in the commercial, if you want to be a sponsor, go ahead and hit us up at the Pintails
Huh.
Podcast.
Yep.
But yeah,
So
dude, so
back
wildlife.
back to wildlife. Yeah. So you get to the top of this mountain, and that's where the hike starts. So we're hiking down the mountain, beautiful views. This mountain range, dude, is absolutely sick. But I really don't see any wildlife, right? Like it's open valleys, peaked hills. Like even when I go to Taos or Red River, like I tend to see a mule deer or a bighorn sheep or an elk or something on these hikes that I go on. I didn't see shit.
Were you looking?
But oh, dude, the whole time. What else am I going to do on a hike?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
just get in my
kidding.
thoughts. I'm not trying to get in my thoughts,
Getting your feels.
right? So we're listening to the guy explain the whole mountain, and he's a rock climber. Like I said, he's kind of a hippie. Um, but we get to this like I don't know, I'll call it like a peak turn.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're there, he's like, "Do y'all smell that?" And I was like, "Yeah, it smells like goats." And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I bet you can find scat laying around." So I look down, find scat, and apparently like ibex were up there. That's where like they chill. But then when all the people come up on these trails, they get back down and start hiding again, right? But it was like a pungent goat smell, which was cool to me. And most people were like, "That's kind of gross. It smells disgusting." I was like, "This is the Houston rodeo. That's all that sounds like. Or
Yeah,
smells
no
like to me."
shit.
Right?
There's a certain comfort that I get when I smell horse manure, which is really fucking weird to say. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know, dude. Whenever I smell cow shit or horse shit, it like, it just kind of like takes me back home. Like, okay, hell yeah, like I'm back at home at the stables or whatever,
Right.
where we grew up and stuff. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But yeah, so didn't see a whole lot of wildlife on it. We're doing this whole trail though. The guide definitely starts talking to me about like plants and flowers and is explaining all these things. And then finally he stops us in the middle of the trail. He says, "Do y'all know what this is?" Or no, what did he say? He said, "Do you see anything here?" And dude, it just looked like a little shrub. Like I can't explain it. It looked like a baby cedar tree. Like I mean, tiny, 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 tiny.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
Small little
shit, I don't know.
coniferous
It's like,
tree.
yeah. And I'm just like, I don't know, rosemary, thyme, yada, 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 right? I started naming all this off. And he says, nope. And he pulls it back just a little bit. And right behind this little tree is a sprout. And it's a freaking asparagus, bro.
What?
I don't. I don't know if you knew this, but asparagus grows straight up out of the ground like you would see it in a store.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, literally, just imagine an asparagus stuck its ass in the ground and its little ruffled top
Uh
or
huh.
end cap or whatever
Uh huh.
is just posted out. That is a young tree. Dude, it turns in, like, if you don't clip it and harvest it fast enough, it turns into a hardwood plant.
Really?
And that's,
Asparagus is just a baby
yes,
tree?
yes, of some, or baby plant of some sort, but it hardens and turns into like a leafy tree.
That's fucking cool. So one of my favorite foods is actually a tree.
Yeah.
Badass, dude.
But yeah, it was crazy to me. I was looking at it like, and I'm telling you, like the whole rest of the hike, that's all I was looking for. Like wildlife, no longer. I'm just trying to find asparagus.
Give me the
Um,
asparagus.
you know what I mean? Because like part of me is back in the day, I was trying to learn like survival. Like I got the hunter side down. Now I can get the harvester side down because I can figure out
You got
what
the hunter,
asparagus
now you
looks
need the
like.
gatherer.
Exactly. He was showing me different berries. He was showing us thyme, rosemary. He did find all that, so he was showing us all that out there. So it was pretty cool.
That's pretty
But
badass, dude.
yeah, I mean, besides that, I mean, we hiked down the mountain, and that was that trip. We all drank some wine at the bottom, got in the taxi, and I conked out for the hour drive home.
Where were the mallards? Were they on this trip or different ones?
Ah, okay. So Mallards, day 2, maybe day 1. I gotta think. Oh, I forgot the order of everything. So that was Montserrat, right? But then everybody's seen that big church in Barcelona that looks like a mud pile until you get close to it, and then it's actually a super ornate church.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I might butcher it, but I'm gonna say Sagrada La Familia,
Okay.
which yeah, it was designed by Gaudi, a famous Barcelonan Spain artist. Super trippy designs is what he liked to use, right?
Is it called
Um,
Sagrada La Familia
that was it.
or La Familia Sagrada?
I don't know. So one of the two.
Yeah, that means the
One
sacred
of the two.
family.
Okay. Well, whatever he said.
Nice, nice.
Um, but yeah, so you meet up with all your guides for that stuff around this huge park that has a like a big pond lake in front of it that's right in front of the church. And I'm sitting there, dude, and I'm already exhausted. I've had a full day, and I just get buzzed by a mallard, dude. I mean, this guy swings in front of my face probably 10 yards and glides on that water, lands, and he's done. I looked at Kinsey and I said, "Ha, there's mallards here." Um,
Was it
you
just
know,
one single little Drake, or what was it?
yeah, it was a drake, and then I saw like one of those domesticated mallards somewhere on the pond, and
There you go.
um, yeah, I didn't get to see anything crazy. Right, would have been cool to see a duck that we don't get to see a whole lot, but um, that was like my first encounter with birds, and then we end up at this big freaking park in Madrid. It's pretty much like Central Park for Madrid, and we did see a bunch of like I saw a black swan, I saw a bunch of mallards again, and then what else did I see? Oh, the Egyptian geese. I didn't see any Canadian or snow geese or specks or any of that, but I saw a bunch of Egyptian geese,
Hell
which is
yeah.
pretty cool.
Dude,
Yeah.
I think this trip that we went to was like the most abundant in wildlife that I've ever been on ever. And I've taken quite a few trips into the sticks. But this one was just
Where'd you uh Where'd you go?
so we went to the Davis Mountains in West Texas near Fort Davis. We were
Okay.
staying there and we stayed at an Airbnb, which was just some rancher's like guest house or whatnot, and
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of cool. Yuli's gonna tell you it was terrible, and she thought she was gonna get murdered the whole time. And I'm not gonna lie, dude. On the Airbnb pictures, it looked like a cool, comfy, cozy little old style West Texas cabin. And then you get there, and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh shit, this place is just straight up old. Like everything's old. Everything's like everything creaks. It's just an old house, but it was an adobe house with those 2 foot
Yeah.
walls, so it held temperature pretty cool. But yeah, we went out there, and to keep the story like short and concise, we went there's like this mountain trail pretty much. It's I think it's road 118 that loops down to 166, and it starts in Fort Davis and ends in Fort Davis, but it's 2 hours long, and you go through the
Okay.
mountains, out of the mountains, back towards Marfa, and then back towards Fort Davis. And
Nice.
along this trail, you have like the McDonald Observatory, and you have the Davis Mountain State Park, and you have like the National Preserve. And so like you can pull over wherever. There's picnic tables everywhere, and there's little hiking trails right on the road that you can take. And we were out there for 3 days, and we went and did we saw all the sights, and we did all the things. But one thing that I told you, like, me and you, every time we go on a trip, we're looking for wildlife. I guess most of our listeners can also relate. It's just kind of that
Right.
outdoorsman in us. No matter where we are, our eyes are in the sticks. And
Yeah.
dude, I got out there, man, and it started off strong. The first night that we got there, a bunch of deer on the side of the road. We're like, all right, cool. Like, I'm over there looking for odd-added mule deer, dude. I am like glued to the windows, just because I think they're so cool. But the first day that we're there, in the evening, as the sun's setting on this little ranch house, there's a mountain right behind it. There's a pile of rocks right in the backyard, and then there's a mountain in the distance. And I had my camera out, and I was just taking some pictures, and I was like, oh my God, would you just look at that? I mean, that sun is painting up that mountain beautiful. And I was taking pictures of it and stuff. And Yuli goes, Alexis, to your left. And I look over, dude, and here comes a freaking pronghorn, bro. And not just a pronghorn, a stud pronghorn, dude. I mean, he was massive. I mean, I don't know. In my eyes, in my
What
mind,
I
I'll
was going to
post the
say,
picture.
how do you define a massive pronghorn, right? Like
His horns
whenever
were
somebody says
wider
like
and taller than his ears, dude.
so legal, I don't know. I don't know if that's big.
I mean,
I'm
dude,
not a pronghorn hunter.
it was the first pronghorn I'd seen in my life like in real life. That's not like
Uh huh.
on a show or something. And he's standing 15 yards from me. He's coming right towards me. And Yuli goes, "Oh, that's someone's pet. Like they feed him." And I'm like, "I don't know, dude. This thing's coming right at me. Like I'm not gonna move. Like if it attacks me, it attacks me. Like I want to get pictures of it." and she's like on top of the truck bed because it's coming in so close, and she just like doesn't know what's going on, and I just keep taking pictures of it. And dude, it's coming, 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 and I mean, dude, it must have been like if you're standing on the street, it must have been just I'm standing on one sidewalk, he's on the other. I mean, he was just right across the street from me, and
Yeah.
he just kind of like buckled up, kind of posted up, squared up, and just kind of like looked at me, and then just kind of like walked off, and then he pranced in front of the mountain. I took a shitty picture of him because I was so excited, and dude, it was just so cool to see that thing. And I look at Yuli and I go, no shot, dude. That is like one of the coolest animals in my opinion. And I've never seen one. And it just comes right up to me. No fences, no nothing, just right there raw. And
That's awesome.
yeah, yeah, that was that evening. So we go to sleep that night, and we wake up the next morning. We're gonna go hiking, and on the road to the park, man, it's only like 15, maybe 18 minutes from where we were staying to Fort Davis in the park. And dude, I saw a gang of those pronghorn again, man. They were like chasing a raven, dude, in a field. I pulled over and watched them. The raven would land, and the pronghorn would run over there and chase it. But yeah, no, dude, Davis Mountains full of fauna. We got to the park. We did a trail. I didn't see too much wildlife, and then we left the state park, went down the mountain to just kind of check it out. And dude, I mean, there was just animals everywhere. Saw some aoudad off in the distance. I never saw a mule deer. I thought I saw an aoudad off in the distance. I'm pretty sure I did. It was either that or a really
Hmm.
weird looking whitetail, but I don't know. He was far away, and I
Maybe it's one of them
saw.
coos deer.
Ah, dude, it could have been a Coues deer. It could have. I don't know.
Oh, dude, you know what else they said they had in Spain?
What?
Roe deer.
Roe deer?
Roe, like RHOE, however you spell it, but roe deer. Um, I didn't get to see one of those, but they said they were abundant.
What's the name of our Jamie?
Oh shit, Riley?
Riley. Go look
It's
up a
Riley.
roe
Yeah.
deer real quick. Let me see what it looks like. Oh, what the hell, dude? It looks like a Sitka almost.
That's what I figured, like a tiny little deer, right?
Yeah, like a little dinky motherfucker. Dude, it looks weird, man.
Do you call it a Sitka deer?
Yeah, a little Sitka deer, dude.
Aren't they called Sika? Sika Sika deer?
No, it says Sitka.
Look it up.
Sitka. Riley, look it up, Riley. It says, oh, hold on. Well, there's two. There's a Sitka and there's a Sitka.
Nah, there ain't no Sitka.
I don't know.
There
I'm
might
seeing
be.
a
I
I'm
don't
seeing a whole bunch of Sitka deer. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
know.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you might be right. I'm not saying you're wrong.
I
I'm just
think that
saying
there is. You know.
I'm
You know
just
what?
saying
It's the
I'm
mini
right.
elk. It's the mini elk that lives out there, like in Saint, like not Saint Charles Bay, but over there, like in the Carolinas somewhere. I thought I saw it on Meat Eater.
Yeah, I thought those were Sika deers.
Oh, well, one says Sitka and the other one says Sitka. All right, what's
Yeah,
the user vote? Put it up to a vote, and that'll be my opinion forever. Is
forever.
there a
Yeah.
Sitka Sika and a Sitka Sitka like the clothing brand? Are those two different kind of deer, or am I just illiterate? Irregardless, I think that there's Sitka deer. I'm curious to hear what y'all's thoughts are. I'm gonna put a poll. Y'all choose, vote, and we'll see what happens. But I think there's a
For
Sitka
sure.
deer.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. Where are we at? What were we
Yeah.
talking about?
Lots of wildlife, lots of fauna, lots of everything. So yeah, saw turkeys, saw man, all sorts of fucking animals, and it was
Yeah.
just cool, man. It was cool to go from like a desert environment to the mountain environment. The weather was nice. It was cool up in the mountains, but that was a cool little trip, man. It was a fun little recap, and I don't know, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. But Yuli had a good time. It was her birthday too, right? Y'all were kind of celebrating that.
Yeah, it was her birthday, and I pretty much just let her decide whatever she wanted to do. That's what we would do. So I just hop in the truck and I
Nice.
look at her and say, "What do you want to do?" And she's like, "I don't know. What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want to do whatever you want to do." And we just drive around until we figured it out,
Mm-hmm.
and that was kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Just wung it the whole time.
Yep, yep. It was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah. That's the way to
But
do a trip. Just wing it.
yeah, dude, it was fun. I did do some research as to like what activities there were to do. like at the McDonald's Observatory and stuff. Just to know that way when the question came up, like, what do we do? I could say, well, there, these are your options. So I
Yeah.
kind of knew what there was available, but that I didn't really like make plans like, okay, Friday at 2 o'clock, we're going to go hike this trail. Like, no, none of that. We actually
Right.
made and broke our plans like 3 times, I think, on that trip, but it was a lot of fun.
Hmm. Okay.
Dude, it is. I
Yeah.
mean, if you've never been to to West Texas out there, it really wasn't a terrible drive from San Antonio. I think Fort Davis is only like 30 minutes off of I-10, something like that. So
Uh-huh.
it's a very easy drive, and I mean, we knocked it out. We left Thursday night, got there at midnight, camped at a picnic site overnight, and then the next day got into our Airbnb, and then the next day we just kind of drove around till we had nothing else better to do, and then we just booked it home. We went to Balmeria State Park, which is dude, Balmeria State Park is interesting, man. It's a spring. I think it's called the San Solomon Spring, but it's all of the water from all of the mountain ranges in West Texas, damn near. The
Okay.
Chisos, like Big Bend, the Davis Mountains, like all of that area, all that water that goes into the ground, all of it comes
Uh-huh.
up in that one little spring. And dude, it is pushing water out. I mean pushing water out. Super
That's
clear.
pretty cool.
Yeah, 78 degrees is the water temperature. And I mean, dude, it was just crystal clear blue water in the middle of the desert. It was really cool to watch. Um,
Yeah.
so that was super interesting. That I found that very, very interesting. But it was a great trip, man. It was a good little breakaway from the routine, and a little refresher back into nature for me. I really needed that.
Yeah. Dude, I saw some of the pictures you had posted, and Kenzie was just like, or I looked at Kenzie, I was like, "Ah, I wish we could take trips like this." She's like, what, trips to a mountain where you go hike and do this? And I was like, yeah. She was like, what the fuck did we just do in Spain? And I was like, yeah, but like, did we camp? And she was like, did they camp? I was like, probably not. They probably had an Airbnb too. So I was like, all right, fair enough. My bad. I was like, well, why don't we just trip locally? Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I know the entire time that we were there, we were wishing that you guys were with us. And dude, there was this one Airbnb that I really wanted to get, but it was for 2 nights. It was like 900 and something dollars. Um, Mind you, for my Airbnb, I paid like 350 for both, 340 for both nights, so it wasn't terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind paying that for 2 nights. But the other one was like 900 something for 2 nights, and dude, it was one of those little pueblo houses. It was beautiful up
Uh-huh.
on a hill, super modern amenities and everything. And the whole time, Yuli was like, "Oh, this place is like not the best or whatever." I'm like, it'll make do. It's fine. It has everything that we need, and we're indoors. We're good. But I was like, man, if Kuttner would have come, I would have totally just said, let's split the other one, and I'll spend the same amount of money that I spent on this one, maybe a little bit more, $100 more, and we'll get that other house, and it would have been so nice. And Yuli was like, I don't
Yeah.
think Kinsey's gonna want to go hike and stuff, and I'm like, we'll figure out something to do with Kinsey. We'll take her somewhere where she'll be
She
comfortable, but we should go.
she will. She will. You just got to do the house and you got to plan it. She just doesn't like the lack of plans. So as long as we plan a trip, she'll be in. She can
Well,
hike. She can fucking out hike the most of us. She does it on the treadmill every day.
hell yeah. Well, we're going back
You know what I
July
mean?
14th because it's going to be a new moon and we want to go see the stars. It's going to be Milky Way season, so the Milky Way will be extremely visible. We're going to do a star party tour hopefully during our trip. And yeah, if you guys want to come with, we can go in the middle of the summer.
Okay.
I don't know how hot it'll be,
Possibly.
but we'll figure it out. Actually,
Yeah, I
I'm
just got to
thinking
work the
about
work
doing
schedule in.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing the Davis Mountains, and then it's summer for her and she's a teacher, we'll probably go up towards El Paso, towards the Guadalupe Mountains. And then I was telling her, I'm like, screw it, we just might go to White Sands in New Mexico, and then hit up Ruidoso. We might end up in Taos. I don't know. It just depends, I guess, how many days we have available. But I'm down to just kind of check it out and see what happens.
Hold on 1 second. Got another fucking idiot on the road.
Hell yeah. Dude, you live in a very dangerous place, man.
Dude, I mean, they're all Honda drivers too. I'm about to just stop right here at my turn in and be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that I cut you off."
Yeah,
It's
no
crazy.
kidding.
People just don't pay attention.
It's
Oh
early.
man.
They're
All right.
barely waking up.
I guess. Well, I'm pulling up to the dealership, brother, so I'm gonna let you go, all right?
All right, boys. Well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Pintails podcast, where we did not talk too much about ducks today, but that's okay. Just sit in and talk with the boys, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Yeah, just tripping through the off season, man.
That's right. That's right.
I appreciate y'all.
Later.